Hey guys, welcome back. If it's your first time here and you didn't already, my name is Tarrah and thank you so much for being here. And if you like commentary with a little bit of lifestyle and makeup videos and you like my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss on any of my new uploads. So you guys, now that we got this whole intro out of the way, I wanted to sit down really quickly. I'm probably not going to edit this video like really at all, but I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about a video that I had made a few weeks ago. The video I am talking about is in regards to Sophie Long, which is the whole Save Sophie, Stand With Sophie hashtag that's been going around. And it's become like a pretty well-known story here on YouTube and just in general. In that video that I made, I said that I was going to continue making update videos as new things came out about the case. And I didn't make any new update videos. And I kind of wanted to sit down with you guys and kind of let you know my thought process, why I haven't made any update videos on the Sophie Long story, and just kind of where my head's at in regards to content like that and how I will be moving forward in the future with future content, especially regarding children. As you guys know, I'm very passionate about protecting children, especially children that deal with abuse or SA, anything like that that are being neglected. And I always thought that by making videos, kind of giving them a accelerated voice was a good thing until the whole Sophie Long story came out. When I made that video, I had every intention of making the video just to spread awareness because a lot of people in my personal life, my everyday life, had no idea about Sophie's story, and it was just so heartbreaking to me. And I could relate a lot with Sophie's story just because of my own personal trauma and childhood. So I really wanted to talk about that story. I was really passionate about the story. There's been a lot of things that have come out as far as, you know, which parent is the better parent, is the father a liar, and what have you. I'm not going to go into great detail about what Sophie's accusations were or about the case because I'm sure if you're here watching this video, you probably know all about the case, and I just don't want to rehash all of that. So like I was saying, there's been a lot of accusations that have come out against the father being a liar and just doing all of this because of a custody battle. You have accusations against the mother coming out. There's now been a custody agreement that has happened outside the courts between both parents, which is all that you can ask for. There has been accusations that, again, the father made all of this up and was coaching Sophie. I personally believe that Sophie was being genuine in the footage that was shared by her father. I'm not saying that what her father was saying is 100% true. I'm just saying that I, at the end of it, believe the child, and I honestly don't think either parent did the right thing in this situation, but that's just my opinion. I even stated in my original video on Sophie that it must have been so hard for her father to come forward and have to put her business out there, you know? And then a part of me started wondering if he was just doing this all for a custody battle, like other people were saying. But at the end of the day, I believe the child. I don't care which side you fall on, whether you believe the mother's side or the father's side. At the end of the day, it should be about the child. It shouldn't be about digging up all of this information on the father. Like I've seen some channels, Without a Crystal Ball being one of them, that has totally just contradicted herself. One moment she's saying she's not going to talk about the case. The next moment she's saying she's going to talk about the parents, not the child. One sentence she's saying she's not going to say Sophie's name, she's going to call her S. But in the next sentence she's saying Sophie's name. Like, it's just such contradictions, and she's put a lot of stuff out there, like court documents and just stuff that should not be out there on the internet on her platform. And she just keeps going back and forth with, she's going to share the case, she's not going to share the case, she's not going to talk about it, she is going to talk about it. And then she wanted to attack other channels for talking about Sophie and what's going on, but yet she can talk about it. So you just have this kind of like dynamic with creators, and it comes to a point of like, when is it okay to talk about children and their trauma. Like, it really isn't our place to talk about it, and it's hard because it's a fine line of, you want to spread awareness, you want the story to get out there, you want change to happen. Trust me, I've had really bad experiences with CPS as a child and as a parent. So I do believe there is corruptness in CPS and the state. Don't get me wrong. There are ways that we can amplify these children's voices and their stories without making 20 YouTube videos about it, monetizing those videos. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it was just kind of like, do I want to keep rehashing this child's trauma? Again, I felt like everybody was really digging into the parents' background and not really trying to find an end for Sophie, not trying to find a safe place for Sophie. And I didn't necessarily agree with the way that some channels were posting every single FaceTime call with the father and posting every single court document and just posting so much personal stuff that, yes, I know the father seemed to be okay with it or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's the child's privacy that we need to take into consideration. And like, if something like that happened to my children, I would never want it plastered all over the internet. Like, there was a petition that people could sign. That's a great way for you to use your voice and to try to make change when it comes to these types of things. The GoFundMe, I thought, was a great idea to help raise money for legal fees for the family to fight this. But again, making 10 different YouTube videos about this child's trauma and also picking apart the parents, as well as like just like some of the weirdest stuff I've seen really on the internet in regards to the whole Sophie Long situation. So that's kind of where I stand with Sophie, and I really do hope that these parents can work together, get Sophie and her brothers the help that they need, because I do think that everyone in this situation is going to need help, therapy, and just, you know, try to work together as a family unit to try to make it a healthier situation for these children. I do think that some of the channels that were covering this genuinely felt that they were helping, and I do feel like in a way some of the channels did help. But again, it just gets to a point where it's like, why are we exploiting this child's trauma? We're monetizing these videos. You know, I just watched some content from other creators talking about using children and exploiting their stories for views and for money. And it really just made me start to second guess me covering these types of stories, to be honest with you. BX Beast Boy, I watched a lot of his videos about Without a Crystal Ball and her handling of the whole Sophie situation, and it really opened my eyes. And moving forward, I honestly don't think that I want to cover these types of stories. I just don't think that it's right. It's one thing to make one video to try to bring awareness about things, but in my Sophie video, I honestly feel like I shouldn't have gone into detail about certain things. And I feel like it wasn't my place to necessarily talk about these things, even though I felt very connected to this story and felt for Sophie watching those clips. Again, like, in 10 years, is this child going to be okay with all this content out there about her trauma? You see what I'm saying? Is she going to be happy with her father that he put all of this on the internet? I mean, he has a whole YouTube channel dedicated to her trauma. I don't know. I just kind of like, the whole thing just kind of sent me into like a whirlwind, and it sent me down a rabbit hole. And again, some of the ways that these creators have handled this situation are just really gross, really slimy. Especially Without a Crystal Ball, man. Like, she was calling Sophie a brat, saying that she didn't believe Sophie, saying that her father was coaching her. I personally don't believe that Sophie was coached. I believe that, you know, children express trauma in many different ways. And I also believe that what I saw in those videos looked legitimate to me. I feel like she was definitely in legitimate fear. I don't think she was being a brat and throwing a temper tantrum. And a parent knows their child at the end of the day. So I don't know. You guys can let me know how you feel. Do you guys feel like it is our place to talk about these children and their traumas? Is it okay for these YouTubers to make multiple videos about these children and their trauma, exploiting that trauma for money, for views? Because at the end of the day, you look at all the channels that covered Sophie's story and they all blew up over this story. They are gaining from talking about this story and stories like this. I know some people, especially the people that are a part of the Save the Children movement, are probably not going to be very happy with how I feel about this. And I'm a part of a lot of those Facebook groups, Save the Children Facebook groups. A lot of those people from those groups feel like we as adults should be amplifying these children's voices and should be trying to get these children help. And I totally agree with that, but there are ways about doing it without exploiting the children. There are ways of doing this without going into graphic detail about what these children are going through. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel. I just wanted to make a really quick, short video talking about this because I have gotten comments on my Sophie video asking me why I haven't made an update about everything that's been going on. I just feel like there's plenty of channels that have covered this. It's been over-covered, in my opinion, and exploited, in my opinion. And I'm just kind of like, you know, it's like, you know, and again, I just hope that Sophie, her brothers, her family can all repair from this and she will get the help that she needs for the trauma that she went through. I hope that both of her parents can come together and co-parent in a healthy way, because how they were co-parenting is not healthy for any child, let alone a child who has seemed to have gone through something so traumatic. But yeah, guys, that's just how I feel. Let me know how you guys are feeling down below in the comments. I would love to know how you guys are feeling. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or you can give it a thumbs down. It's all gravy, baby. At the end of the day, it's all engagement. And don't forget, if you like my vibe, don't forget to subscribe. And I really hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye!